record on this computer, okay, on how to take a signal and how to implement it into or verify it with the cloud. So I am going to attempt to use this thing. It's not logging in. I don't know why it's not doing it, but I think I can still look at the pairs and everything on here. Okay. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good. Okay, good. In worst case scenario, if I need to, I'll just go into the other system. Okay. Here's a few things that I have saw, and I'll get into the cloud here in a second. Here's a few things that I've saw where people are confusing themselves on the scanner. Okay, this is gone. See if I can find something a little bit higher in time frame. Okay. Here's what people will do. So now you see this price is running right here already. Can you guys see that? How it's ticking a little bit, the candle's forming. See that? Right here on the right-hand side?
Yeah.
Okay. This is definitely going to be about participation, okay? The entry point was up here in a D. So we're beyond the point of where this should go. Now, just because it's a harmonic scan and it's making this recommendation doesn't mean that it's going to actually do it. Okay? All scans are not created equal. Okay? So it's not the Bible, right, where you can bet on it happening. What you got to do, and Spiller talks about this, is when you see a scan, you need to look at it too and say, okay, this is what they're saying, but why? Now, I know it's an algorithm, and I know that it is telling you what price has done, and this is the entry point. This will potentially happen. Here's what could happen. You could jump in on the entry, and you have a take profit down here. It could not make it to that take profit. It can go all the way right here and go backwards. It could hit the take profit and stop here. But maybe you set your take profit to take profit 2. It could go past take profit 1 and stop right here. Or you had it at take profit 3. It could do the same thing here. So what Spiller does is he looks at it and he analyzes on top of the actual chart. Spiller uses the Ichimoku to confirm things. Okay? So that's why I wanted to talk about taking a signal and then also getting to the cloud. So when I see this pattern set up, what I'll do is I'll refresh it to make sure that it's not past the entry. Now, if the trade is hot, because I know what I'm looking for, then I may still entertain it because I'm looking at all of the signals and everything that's happening. But if it's past the D, then it's gone. If you're on a harmonic scan on the computer, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dex, sometimes it'll say now and sometimes it'll say old, right?
That's something that I haven't noticed, and it could be just because I don't have it formatted, because some characters I can't really see.
Okay, hold on. Let me see here. I have it on my computer. Let me see if it'll pop up. Harmonic scanner. No. Well, it's gonna stay. It stayed. Okay. All right, so it's up on my other computer. Let's talk about a few things before we go there. So now when I go and I'm actively looking for scans, sometimes I'm looking at the lower time frames because I like to get into trades right away. If you're an individual who's not scalping and you're looking to stay in trades longer, you're certainly going to be looking for the hour 1 through day. Okay, so hour 1, hour 4 hour, or the day chart. And you're looking for that active trade to get into. Now, every candlestick represents that exact same time, okay? So if you are looking at an hour chart, the candles are an hour. But you can look at the time frame on the top of your MT4, depending on which one you have. And it shows you how much time is left before that candle closes, and it forms another candle. That also can give you confirmation about your trade. So if I know that a second candle is going to start, and it starts at a point where it's going to go with the trend, and that's a total different game frame. It's another confirmation. So And when I open up the MT4, I'm going to show you all that. Somebody was about to say something? Hello?
Oh, hey, Shannon, I just logged in on my iPad, but I do have a question. One, probably want to verify how to set up the MT4 harmonic just to make sure that it's mirrors yours. So I may have missed a couple of steps. So I was looking for when to, I guess the indicator to tell when the candle's closing, and I haven't seen that. So there's a couple of things. I'll circle back with you on that.
Which MT4 system are you using?
When you say which MT4 system, I guess I downloaded the latest version, MT4.
All right, let's take this all the way back. Let's take this all the way back, okay? All right. What some people don't know, and I had to diffuse this, is that they think there's only one broker. There are a ton of brokers that are out there, okay? They are, geez, man, let me see. Here's my Telegram. Let's go to, you guys can see my screen, right? EMIIG, this is a resource page for me. I take everything that I need and put it into this channel so that I can forward it out to the group. So there's a lot of just information in here. So here's the brokers, a list of brokers that I have compiled. Capital Index, Awanda, JFX, AOPAR, whatever, Talonex, FX Choices. Now, FX Choices works on Mac. You don't need to download anything else, just FX Choices, and it runs just fine. You don't need parallels. You don't need the other deal. You need none of that stuff. FX Pro, Hot Forex, XM, these are all different brokers in different places, different countries. You know, you can be in the US. Here's the difference between all of them. Some of them are going to have different leverage. All of them have their own MT4 systems for the most part. So I have JAFX. By the way, JAFX is an actual broker put together by brokers, by traders. So it's a little bit different, user-friendly, and has different features than everyone else because it's put together like people like you and I.
Okay, that's the one I have.
Okay, so JAFX, you download the MT4 system from their website. They used to have a connection with, and I think that MT4 system actually still works, where Christopher Terry put together a deal with them. So there's an iMarkets Live MT4 JAFX type of MT4 system, if you will. But if you're using some of these other brokers, they all have their own types of indicators and how they move. It doesn't stop you from adding the indicator that you like into it, but it's just, you know, all of them are different. The only ones that I've used that I've got a chance to go through is JAFX, FX Choices, and Trader's Way. And Trader's Way has a higher leverage. They have a 1 to 1,000 leverage, and the MT4 system is easy to use. So for me, I'm setting up, I usually have 5 screens. So I'm rebuilding my office where I'm going to have a currency pair in each screen that has 4 time frames showing everything, okay? But that's another thing, and I'll chat with you guys about that. But either way, my goal is to do over 10,000 every trade, and I'm working on it. All right, so here's the deal. These are the different brokers. So I'm using JAFX, and in JAFX they have some of the time frames and things that I'm looking at, the spreads already programmed into it. So it's a matter of opening up and choosing on the thing that you want, all right, for the MT4. So hopefully that answers your question. I had one guy quit because he couldn't get JFX going. And I don't know if he got back in, but I said, there's other brokers. Please communicate, okay? Don't let people be lost in this step. If they need help, just get them back and we get things done, okay? So now once you've downloaded your MT4, obviously you can have your demo and your reel. Just depends on how you're looking at things. I suggest if you are trading crypto to set up a different account for crypto, okay? And have a different account for your trades. I have some experimental trades that I'm doing that I'm setting up a new account with too as well. Here's the other thing. I know we're growing accounts, and there's a lot of people that don't withdraw from their accounts. That is not my goal. So I did a withdrawal the other day from JS. It took me about 7 days. Here's what I suggest for you guys. If you're seeing this as something where you are going to just grow an account, great. but pay yourself. So have a goal on a daily basis. And then if you're going to do it like at the end of the week, set this self up. Now, nobody has talked about this. So, you know, I haven't seen somebody talk about this. I say set a goal for yourself. And then if it's going to be a Friday, great, whatever it is, but pay yourself. Go ahead and do a withdrawal of a certain amount. But now if you're not winning and you're not growing your account, don't do it. But pay yourself for your efforts. So whether it's going to be a Friday that you do a withdrawal or a Thursday or whatever, my whole goal is to withdraw $500 a day. But I got to make sure that I am making certain numbers, okay? And I can show you guys my withdrawals and then them going back to my account. I'm very serious about that. It is not fun to make sacrifice and do all this stuff and not be able to be paid for it.
Right.
So set a goal to do that, guys, okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And how you do that, if you're in JAFX, what you're going to do is you're going to go to your account and you're going to transfer it back to your landing account. And from your landing account, you're going to withdraw the capital. And it's going to be put back into your card or sent back to your account. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So set a goal for yourself.
Yes.
All right, let's get back to these charts. What are we doing here? So now, when a signal comes in, right, you have the analyzer, the swipe trades, and the harmonic scanner where signals are going to come in, or you may be live. So there's 4 different ways that you're going to get information. You're on IML live somewhere, someone's telling you to take a trade, or Dan, Professor X, he puts out something, Jose puts out something, whatever. That's one way to take a trade, okay? The next way to take a trade is through swipe trades, okay? You can analyze the swipe trade if you would like, but that's still a way to take a trade, okay? The other way is to search for it through the harmonic scanner, okay? The other way is to take the indicator from the web analyzer, and there's 2 different web analyzers. There's the crypto analyzer and the regular web analyzer, okay? I know we're getting ready to do the swipe trades for crypto, but let's kind of focus on what we got right now, okay? Stay away from Bitcoin if you don't have the money for the spreads. The spread is too freaking wide. If you want to practice on your demo, practice on your demo. But make sure you're paying attention to the spreads. Okay? All right. So now when a signal comes in on the web analyzer, here's what I'm doing. Okay? Can you guys still see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Euro JPY comes in. I click on the actual Euro JPY symbol. And then what it's going to do is going to pull up the fresh scans. Now, the web analyzer is all about buying or selling, shorting or going long, and you're doing it ideally in the time frame that the scan actually came out. So where you're looking at the web analyzer is a high probability retracement, meaning that this is going to happen in the near future. The web analyzer is right now. Harmonic scanner in the near future, web analyzer right now, okay? So now I see this come in, it says Euro JPY. I automatically look at this and I say, okay, how much time has passed? I look right here to see the time that passed, okay? So like right down here, you see, it's updating, it doesn't say it just as yet, but let's say, you'll see here, if it says 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever the case may be, the sooner you can get to it, the greater your trading ability is going to be. Now, I see the trade comes in. I go over here on this chart. If it says buy, here's what I'm looking for. You're looking for it to go from the bottom up, right? So I want it to be stretched out into these Bollinger Bands. This indicator right here, you see this green line and this little kind of dull deal in the middle. This is the Bollinger Bands. So if it's going to say that it's going to be a potential buy, I'm looking from the bottom going up, okay? So if it's not touching these bands and stretching out, I'm already not interested in this trade. It's almost at the middle where the red line is. I'm not interested, okay? See that? The next thing that I would look at is the RSI, okay? I'm not going to talk technical because we are just keeping it simple right now. When I look at the RSI, you see where this purple line is? I want that to be outside of the purple box. I want it to be down here and pointing up. If it's out here in the black, that means that is oversold. If it's up here in the black, that means it's overbought. So you see right here where the purple line is all the way up here outside of the black, that means it's over 70 or 80. You see the 80 line right here? If we follow this down, you see how it was over the 80? That is perfect, perfect. If it's in the purple, I'm not interested. If it's out here, it's game time. Likewise on the other side. So being that this is a buy, I need that to be stretched out in a black down here. Why? Why? That means the market has been oversold and it needs to correct. And it's going to correct faster or sooner than later. That means I am expecting fast action. Okay? So this is 8 minutes that this went by. The time was below it. Excuse me. I'm not on my big boy screen, so I can't see why it was underneath it. Okay. So that means it's going to be corrective action. That's why when I get into a trade and I'm checking this stuff out, I think, who was I talking to about this? Shane, we were talking about this at the hotel. Remember I was saying what I'm looking at? So when it is underneath and it's in the black, that means, man, eventually this thing's going to shoot back up. And when it does, I'm in on the ride and I can pull in $500 to $1,000 like this because it's rubber banding. I don't have to wait 5 months down the line for it to happen. It is right now, okay? Now also too, I'm looking at the MACD. So here's what I'm looking for the MACD to be. These two lines, I need them to be at 0 and pointing at the direction of what it's called. So if these lines as close as possible to be here and pointing up because it's a buy. If it's for a sell, I need them to be as close as they can be here and pointing down if it's going to be a sell, okay? So now let's look at another currency pair. Guys, I want you to master this stuff because it's here for you. It's here for you. And although it is an indicator and it's a robot, it gives you an idea of what's happening so that you can make a decision to get into the trade. Does somebody have a question? I hear they're unmuted.
Shannon, can you go over the MACD one more time? Sorry.
All right, hold on. So the MACD right here, I am not going over technical language, okay? I think sometimes we are over the top with some of this stuff. I want you to know why it works and how it works and the information on it, but let's not be geeky because I don't care. If you know that it needs to look a certain way, then you're golden, okay? So here's what I'm looking for. The MACD, these two lines, I need them to be as close as they can to be 0 and pointing in the direction of what the call is. So if it says Euro JPY, it's green, it says it's a buy, then I need these two lines. You see how they're pointing up? I need them to be closer to here, pointing up.
Hey, Shannon, for the MACD, what are those two lines? Because on my MACD, I only have one line.
On your analyzer?
What do I have it? I have it on
your MT4.
On an MT4. I have to look at the configuration for the web analyzer.
Exactly. And by the way, guys, here's the deal. I'm going to go back to this, but again, I'm not going to talk any technical jargon because it doesn't matter. If you know what you're looking for, then you'll be good. Now, to put the technical jargon on top of it, then you're going to be golden. But literally, we want to not be caught up by, the RSI, relative state average, and we don't need to do all that. Now, if you go over here to this little cog, little settings here, okay, this screen will pop up, and it's going to say save settings and reload. So sometimes when you're logging into the web analyzer, it's going to say, hey, you haven't selected a trading style. This is what they're talking about. So if you want your thing to be dark, you can turn it on here because there's a light version. If you don't like the sound cha-ching, by the way, if you're out and about in a coffee shop and someone hears the cha-ching, like, oh, it's my trading system. It's time to make money. I mean, you can come up with whatever you want. I know I've used it, and I've sponsored people from it. Shane, have you used that before? It works for me. I don't know about you guys.
Yes, at the coffee shop you're talking about?
Yeah, like when people hear the cha-ching, they like, what is that?
Yeah, they look at you. They either give you the evil eye and you say, hey, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to make some money. or they'll look at you and smile or something, and then you start talking to them.
Opportunists, man. You gotta look for all types of ways to transition and bring people to you. Okay. So right here, what you have is the ability to select a strategy. So you go through here, and you click one of these. Now, when you go back to your back office inside of IML, this actually tells you web analyzer. When you scroll down, hey, come on, work with me. Move. Hold on one second. You guys still with me?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. My internet took a little dip, but that should be more than enough to get me rolling. For those of you who know about internet, you know that speed is a beastie speed right there. All right, here we go. Why is it not moving? Still loading. Let me open it up again. iMarkets Live. I probably had it sitting for some time. Guys, if this is long, listen, if you got to go, you got to go. But I want you guys to be able to really take hold of this stuff and go. And this is what's helped me. This is what helped me move forward with things.
I'm hanging out for a while, Shannon. I ain't got nothing else to do.
All right, cool. Here we go. Oops. So tabs minimizes. Yeah, who cares?
Oh, that's what happened. Okay.
Jeez, man. Come on. All right, so I'm going to wait for that to load. But basically, on the website in the background, what you have the ability to do is look at some of these videos. Now, the videos will tell you the strategies that these people are looking at, the ATM strategy, whatever. So whichever one you feel more comfortable with, that you like, the trigger strategy. When you click on it and you save it, your your web analyzer is going to look like that person's strategy and how they set it up. Or you want to fine tune how you're making money. Okay. Web analyzer. Here we go. Come on.
It could be the weather, Shannon. That's why it's taking so long.
Yeah. Well, I'm a New Yorker. I'm impatient. I'm beeping the horn now at this point.
Join the club.
Jeez. All right. While we're waiting for that to decide its life.
Here it is. Oh, no, it's not it. Okay.
So you get to choose what strategy you want, and that'll pop up in your system. So I'm looking at these pairs. I'm seeing which one has passed, where they are. Now, the Scots, stochastics, you can look at this if you would like, but these are the three things I'm looking at. I'm looking for these to be stretched in the Bollinger Bands either way, sell or buy. The RSI to be in the black, sell or buy, and the MACD to be in the middle and pointing in the direction of the call, whether it's to sell or buy. And then once I do that, Euro JPY, let's see, this is 15 minutes ago. All right, so I go over to my charts and let's do Euro JPY. Let's look for it.
Oh, I see it. All right.
Euro JPY. This is my MT4 system chart window. It may not work because there's no connection. See, they're playing games with me today. Oh, wait. Hold on. Let me share my.
It's the weather, bro. Gotta be.
Gotta be the weather. Yeah,
Gotta be the weather, man.
The snowstorm that's happening, guys. All right, so this is up. We may have to reconvene this because I want to take trades in front of you guys. Okay. I want to take trades in front of you. All right, so you see this right here. When you go to your web analyzer tab, okay, you go down and you'll see they have strategies here. Okay, the videos and all that, the different strategies people are doing. Now, for some, the strategies are not, there's no video for them. So you can download the strategy that they're utilizing and they make recommendations for you. So that's going to really take you to the next level when it comes down to some of these different patterns and what to do. I'm going to run through all of them when we get back on of the different strategies I'm looking at. because I want you guys to take trades. So if I'm looking at the harmonic scanner and I'm looking at the web analyzer and it's potentially setting up to be a trade, then I'm going over to my MT4 and then I'm going to look at, I'm going to look at exactly what the trade looks like on my MT4. Let's talk a little bit about the elements of the cloud. While we're here, I know my stuff is not connected, but I promise you we'll redo this. I'll look and see what time I have tomorrow. So you have 4 components of the Ichimoku Cloud, okay? Now, the reason why I set my MT4 up to gray and black and white, because it's more relaxing for my eyes, okay? But when you put it in, normally the cloud looks crazy and all these other lines, so we'll help out with that. So here's the Chiku span. And this Chiku span, this green line, all it does is it represents price, okay? So if I hit this button on the different indicators, it's giving me the lines versus the candlesticks. So you see this green line, the Chiku span?
Yeah.
It's exactly what this red line is. It just represents price. See? It's the same thing. But it serves 2 purposes that are very clear. There's all kinds of stuff, but let's talk about 2 purposes of the Chiku span. Number 1, if the Chiku span is under the candlesticks, that means that the price is in a downward trend. Okay? As you can see here, the Chiku span went underneath the candlesticks, which is price, so it goes on a downward trend. The Chiku span is pushed back 26 periods. So it's pushed back a month so you can see it. So you're going to be able to tell exactly what it looks like by just looking at it, okay? So if the Chiku span, this green line, is above the price, it's an upward trend. If it's below the price, it's a downward trend. That's one indicator that shows you what's happening on the chart. Also, too, the Chiku span serves as, somebody needs to mute out. Mute out, mute out. Okay. The Chiku span serves as a clear line of support and resistance. So, what is support and resistance based off of? They tell you to draw it out all the time. It's a representation of price where it went from before. So if we know price is right here, but the Chiku span kind of stains where it went before. So if I take a line right here and put it at the top of the Chiku span, what does that represent? Resistance. What does it look like on a chart? Resistance, resistance. So this price action right here, most likely was this price action. But guess what? That resistance became the resistance in the future. So the Chiku span gives you a clear line of support and resistance. So let's put it at the bottom. Look what happened. It bounced off of it, didn't it? And then now we can see where it bounced again. So this price right here is actually represented right here. But it was clear that this was support before this. And so if you drew that line out and you looked, you see where that fractal formed? We'll talk about that in a second. Price came down, touched this area, and bounced back up. Well, how would I know that if I just didn't go to the past and draw out a bunch of lines that represented support and resistance? Well, I know that because the Chiku span allowed me to see it. See, what a lot of people do when they look at the Ichimoku Cloud, they think it's confusing. It's actually not. What it's doing is it's taking everything from the past and projecting it right in front of your face so you can see support and resistance where you are currently and also into the future. It's all about support and resistance with the cloud. So now, as you can see, that Chiku span, you see that line that we put across? Let me make this line a little thicker so you guys can see it. And if you have something to say or question to ask, please open up, because this is going to be just an open hang loose call. Let me make this green, lime green.
Yeah, I like to see it for present time.
Yep.
So once you finish that, Actually, this is educational because I can see where I was making a few mistakes with respects to looking at the cloud and making decisions. So thanks for this.
Yeah, no worries. So I will be slow and deliberate. You can ask questions. If you don't want to stay, you can jump off. I'm going to do it again. And when I do it, I'm going to take trades while I'm doing it, okay? I want you guys to see how effective this stuff is. So if I put it the Chico span, if I go and I put it right here, and I do this while I'm in trades, I go, all right, it's touched there before. Now how we look forward, watch this. You see the candlesticks? What happened? Jumped up, it hit that last price. The Chico span gave us that. Went back down, it hit it again right here. And then it broke through it. So we know if it's going to break through this, then we know we have a potential run. But there's other confirmation that happened right in front of us. You see this gold line and this black line that's crossing? We're going to talk about that next, okay? Now.
So Shannon, real quick.
Yep.
So when you see this breakthrough, and you're probably going to talk about it a little bit later,
yep.
How do you determine your entry point? And the reason why I asked that to determine it so that you're not caught up in like a pullback.
Yep. It's a good point. I'm gonna discuss that because I do have fractals on here, but there's a lot of confirmation in this chart the way that it sits. Once you learn this, guys, you're taking a signal and you're looking at this chart, man, there's no reason why you shouldn't change your bank account, okay? All right, before we get to where we're getting into a trade and where you're putting your stop loss and your take profit, because I'm gonna discuss that. Let's make sure we understand everything that's on the chart, okay? So you have the Chico span. Now remember, that represents price exactly where it is, but all they do is move it backwards on a chart, 26 periods. So they're moving it backwards so it gives you a clear indication. So if the Chico span is above the candlesticks, it's an upward trend. If it's below the candlesticks, it's a downward trend, but it also gives you clear lines of support and resistance. Here's a third thing that it does, and this is an actual technique. When the Chico span is crossing through the price, there's an indication too as well that the trend is changing. So you see how it's crossing into the price? That means there's an upward trend that's happening. So it's a confirmation. I do confirmation trading. I do not jump into a trade without having 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 different confirmations. Now, let's talk about the Tinkinson line and the Kijinson line, okay? The T line and the K line. The T line, the reason why I made it gold is simply this. When I was a kid, there's a movie that I watched called The Wizard of Oz, and it said, follow the yellow brick road. So for me, it's money. So the yellow line or the gold line, I made my TK line a gold line. Somebody's about to say something. Go ahead. Hit me with it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Tell me.
When you said the price crossed through, I mean, when the Chico line crosses through the price, that means what?
The trend is changing. So you see here where the Chico span is going through the candlesticks here. That means the downward trend getting ready to happen, and it did. See that?
And then you said earlier, if the Chico sticks are above price, but what point am I deciding like if the line is above price? Am I just looking at the highest peak on there or what?
No, it's simple. You see this right here? This is the Chico span. Where is it?
Right.
The price is the candlesticks. It's above price. So what's happening? It's an upward trend. If it's Right. Now,
but
if
the Chico stick doesn't reach up there.
Right, but look, the Chico span is right here. You see this? So it's crossing into price. So you see, there's the trend, the actual trend is changing because now you see the market's going up. The Chico span is going up through the price. Now, if we were to go further out, the Chico span would then be up here as the price is running forward. So it will be above the price. So the trend changes. So it's showing you it's getting ready to cross through the price. And the only thing that it's going to do is be above the candlestick. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So right here, you see it's below the candlesticks. That means the trend is down, and it's going down. You see that? So it's another indicator that it's doing what it's doing. So here's what I would see. This time frame, let me break this down. This time frame happening right now would have been right here for the Chico span. And then it would have been pointing down. And it would have eventually crossed through. And so I know it's safe that's on a downward trend. Was that clear?
Yep.
Okay. So the Chico span represents exactly what price is. It is a clear support and resistance. Because as we draw it out, we can continue to do the same thing. Now look at this. If I put a line right here, what does it do? See where the candle bounced here? Bounced here, bounced here, bounced here. It never broke it. But the Chico span told me. Right? We can get even more ridiculous. When you want to know exactly where to get out of a trade. See this right here? I can put it there. I can put it here at one of these lines, and you can see where it's struggling because it's bouncing back and forth through it. But the cloud, being stuck in a cloud, is also another support and resistance technique, and we're going to talk about that with the cloud. Okay? Everybody's got that squared away? Chico span represents the price 26 periods behind, and it's going to show you the trend. If it's above the candlesticks, it's an upward trend. If it's below the candlesticks, it's a downward trend. If it's crossing through the candlesticks, up or down, it's showing you the trend change. But you can put lines on the points of the Chico span and draw out clear levels of support and resistance to follow price action right here, right now. Make sense? Yes or yes? I need confirmation.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
I understand. I
Okay.
understand.
Yeah, I'm trying to follow.
No. Let's not try. Make sense? If not, make sure that we're going through it again and you're on the next one, okay? I want you to learn this thing 100%, okay? So now, here's the deal.
Okay, I didn't get the link until a minute ago.
Okay, man, you missed out. We made $1 million, man. No, let me stop.
Damn.
All right.
So that must be Sherman, exactly.
It is.
Late in the
It
dollar
is.
short, $1 million short, right?
Oh.
I got your back, Sherman. I'll explain it to you.
I recorded it
Okay.
too, so I got to record it.
Okay, cool. Let's keep it moving.
Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. All right, now we're
Keep it
going to
moving.
talk about the TK, the Tinkerton and the Kijinson line, okay? The gold line and the black line. And again, you guys can have this any color. The reason why I have the chart gray is because it's a little bit more relaxing to my eyes. Black and white is up, down is black. And I don't mean that from a political perspective either. So anyway, all right, so the gold line is the Tinkerton line. And the reason why I made it gold is because I felt like it's follow the yellow brick road. You're going to follow the money. Now, here's what this line does, okay? This line is the highest high and the lowest low divided by 2 and pushed out for a week so that you can see what's happening. So what does that mean? It's the highest high of the price and the lowest low of the price averaged, divided by 2, and pushed out a week. So what you'll find is that the gold line follows very close to the price, but it's averaging in the middle of what it would be from the highest high and the lowest low. That gets you more accuracy than some of the other indicators that are out there. Now, the baseline, okay, which is the Kijinson, is the highest high and the lowest low divided by 2, represented for a month. Okay? What we're looking for is where price is going and where it's been. You're trading against people's fears and anxiety. It's all about people. Because at the end of this chart, it's about people. People are pushing buttons to get in and out of trades, whether they're scared or whether it's a bank. It's all about people. And so if you know how to have conversations, then you know certain conversations go a certain way. So if someone comes to you and they go, well, I want to get started, but I want to learn how it works before I talk to people. You know how to overcome that conversation. Oh, I want to get in and I want to make sure I'm making money first before I talk to anybody. Or, oh, you know what, man, I want to get everybody in. That's the business lingo. These are what people are thinking. Same thing with the MT4. The MT4 is just a representation of people around the world trading. So you have people who are scared, you have people who know what they're doing, and you're trading against people. The market is only people trading. That's it. So the reason why support and resistance works is because it's people trading going support and resistance. That is it. Don't think about it being complicated at all. This is you versus people on the chart. The trend is only based on what people are doing and what they're not doing, or what people are scared about, or what people know they're going to do. That's it. So this is a bunch of decisions being made. So with that being said, we know that a lot of people think, oh, I got to trade support and resistance, because everybody teaches it. So therefore, if you can see what support and resistance is, then you know what everybody else is doing. Now, the only time that it really pushes past support and resistance or anything else, I'm telling you from my perspective, okay? It is bank movements or different things that's happening where people are scared and they're jumping out of a market because it's going to crash with job reports and blah, 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 blah. Other than that, you're going to be able to see what's happening, and the cloud's going to let you know, because the cloud represents what people have done in the past. That's it, okay? So now the baseline is literally the highest high, the lowest low, divided by 2, and stretched out for a month. So with these two price actions moving with each other, they give you some cool indicators to be able to get in and out of trades. So what you're looking for are TK crosses. That's the Tinkinson going through the Kijinson. It's a cross. Wherever you see a cross is a potential buy or sell, but it happens 4 times, and only 2 of them are strong. It actually happens 6, but we're only going to talk about 4, okay? Now, this right here, you see the conversion line going through the baseline, and it's going up. This is a strong selling, a strong buying signal. Why? Because it's above the cloud, and so it's going in the upward direction. And so the TK is going through the baseline in the upward direction. That is the greatest indication of a buy that you can ever have. If this TK cross, the same setup, was below the cloud, I wouldn't do it. Why? Because of the sequence span A and the sequence span B. The sequence span A and B represents price from the past. So if I was to draw out, like if I was to zoom out and then take some lines and go across where price has hit before, then that would give me an idea of where price has been. This is a living support and resistance system. The sequence span A is going to be the highest high, the lowest low, combined it together, and then compressed and pushed out in front of you for an entire month in front of you. And then the sequence span B is going to be pushed out for 3 months in front of you. So it's showing you everything that's happened in the past combined with support and resistance and pushing it into the future and letting you know this is where it would go. So you can consider this to be support and resistance. The bigger the cloud, the bigger the support and resistance. If the cloud has
Hey,
this,
Shannon, real quick.
Yep.
So with that being said, what chart would you view that on? Would that be on a minute chart or 5-minute chart? Because if you
it's on every chart.
no. I'm saying when you're making your decision, right? So
Gotcha.
if you look at different charts, then the cloud is going to look different just based off the view, right?
Yes. Everything that's happening, I love what Dan said one day. The lower chart is like a wave. Something happens on the lower chart, and then the wave gets bigger, and it slowly goes through all of the charts. So everything is the same. It's just broken up with different candles. So our chart down to the 5-minute is going to be just more candles representing the same candle. But yes, I use it for confirmation. But when I'm trading, I don't have to necessarily look at the other charts because I'm using the cloud. Now you can use confirmation and look at the other things that's happening, but I'm going to know that if this trade turns around and it starts to, you see how big this cloud is? For this candle to all of a sudden go down and push through that is not regular.
Right.
It ain't going to just happen. If you actually zoom in, you can see, oh, I can't zoom. Wait.
But you're making your decision off the hour chart, right? Or
I'm making my decision based off of what signal I'm taking. So if a swipe trade comes out or a web analyzer thing comes out, or I'm looking at the harmonic, I'm looking at the time frame of which they recommended.
But six. Okay, great. All right, that clears it up. I got you now.
Yeah. So if they're telling me, hey, you have the web analyzer comes out, they say, cha-ching, it's a potential buy, USD CAD 5-minute. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the, oh man, in the world, a lot of consolidation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this and I'm going to go, okay, well, it was in the purple here, but it's kind of coming up, still low. I'm going to look at all this, and if it's saying to be on the 5-minute, man, I'm going over to the 5-minute on my chart, and I'm going to USD CAD. Let me see if it's up. No, yeah, I can't pull up another chart. Blah! Anger. So I'm going to look at the actual chart for that time frame, and it's going to show me on the 5-minute chart. Here's what's happening. Look at this. You see this candle here? It went down, and what did it do? Got hit by the cloud, bounced right back up. See this? It rode the cloud. It didn't break through it. The only time it's going to break through the cloud like that is if you got massive bank action. But this cloud, you see how it's constantly ticking up? You can see where the retracements are happening. You see the dip? The dips, it's riding up. So once it gets to a certain point, you'll see there'll be a small dip. It'll ride up a small dip. And then you'll see where the chart is moving because it shows the support and resistance from the past. So it gets closer to price action than anything else, because if someone's drawing out support and resistance, they may see, okay, well, I know for a fact that this is going to be my support or resistance, but it's not going to show you live where it's going to take a little dip, but it's going to go. So you see people's hearts are in their chest like, oh, it went down. Is it going to come back up? Well, you'll see right here where it was like it went up and then it went down for a little bit, and you'll see the trend riding. So you are able to kind of get closer to the action and see what's happening and be confident that the trend is going to be a certain way. Now, it is confirmation. It is not the Bible, okay? So you want to make sure that you're using all the indicators together. You are not supposed to use one indicator on the cloud by itself, okay? So let's do that. Let's go through a scenario. What were we on? Were we on the Euro USD when I had my my fresh cross? Okay. I'm looking for the TK cross. Here's where I'm going to get in, and here's my confirmations, okay? There's a bunch of strategies happening right now. So, number one, I have a fractal system on here. And a fractal, in order for a fractal to form, you need 5 candles, okay? And if you look at your hand, everybody look at your hand, and you see your middle finger, don't put the middle finger at the camera. That middle finger would be where the fractal would be. So it represents 2 candles one direction, 2 candles the other direction. And that candle of the change of the trend would form a fractal. So what you'll see here is there's a fractal because you have 2 candles that form this way and 2 candles that form this way. That fractal formed on this candle right here. So here's what I would see if I'm looking at this chart. Number one, it's a potential breakout candle because it went out of the cloud and it formed the second candle outside of the cloud. Indicator number one that I'm going to get in this trade. Indicator number 2, there's a fresh TK cross happening right here. The gold line went through the baseline and it's going up and we're above the cloud. That's the second confirmation. Number 3, a fractal formed. So when that fractal formed, there was a confirmation that the trend absolutely changed. So when a fractal happens, you want to trade on the second candle after the fractal. So that's the 4th confirmation. The Chico span is going through the price. So it's going to be above the price, okay? That's a 5th confirmation. And if I were to draw out the support and resistance, which is already there, I can go over to my Chico span and put that right here to see where price was, or even right here. And you can tell that this bounced off of support and went up. That's a 6th confirmation. How can this trade go wrong? It can't. So now that was formed, guess what? I would have got in right here. And what happened? A new candle formed. Look at this movement. You might as well cash that in. Because we would have saw all of that before this candle. Now, if you took the chart away and you made it bare, you wouldn't have seen none of this stuff.
Is this a screenshot or a live trade?
This is a trade frozen. Hey, man, my connection is messed up. How do I fix it? Silas, what's up? This is my guy. This guy, he went through basics in a day and a half and was trading like, yo, no, do it this way. He's a genius. I don't know why it's not connecting, bro.
I had the same issue with the. Are you on the Mac or the PC?
I'm on a Mac with Parallels.
Okay.
I bought the system today on the road, but it was working earlier. I don't know what's going on.
So that you should be fine then if you're through Parallels.
I think somebody was saying it was the weather. Something's. I don't know. It's just you know what? We'll go through it. I'm gonna do it live. So the next time we do it, I want to trade live in front of everybody. I want you on, and then some of the other people that we've been teaching Ichimoku, and we're gonna go live with it and show some stuff. But anyway,
sounds good because that looks like a juicy trade right there.
Exactly what I'm saying. This is what I look for. I look for the confirmations. This is 6 confirmations to get in, and this could be Bitcoin. It could be anything. It don't matter. This right here is telling me that I need to get in this trade, and there is no way in Hades you should lose this trade. No way. But if I take everything off the chart, I wonder if this is going to work.
It's not.
Yeah. So if I took everything off the chart, what do I have? How do I know exactly? Now, don't get me wrong. There are people who can use this, and they're good at it. But how do I know all the confirmations from here? That's why I don't play with a bare chart. And you can put Bollinger Bands on here. That's fine. You're not going to get 6 confirmations. I get 6 confirmations on my trades. I'm looking at least 3. Let me see if it'll go back on. I hope it does. Low ready. Bang! Here we go. Don't that look so much better? I feel confident in this.
So the way you do it is just basically the way you do it with the way everything is with the Chico lines and everything is just to guarantee that this trade might work. I think this trade might work.
You said it right. If I see this right now, I'm going at a $50 per pip. I'm not telling you guys to do that. I'm doubling and tripling down.
No, I know what you mean. You're saying you're going to go in on it, though.
I'm going absolutely
I see what you mean.
in.
Okay, this is just reassurance that, okay, this is 80% going to go, as opposed to being at a 40%. This is going to go. I got
exactly. You. Okay, Cyrus, does this look like you would double down on this trade?
Yes, I would.
I'm all in. Spiller does. Go ahead.
I'm looking at it right now as we speak, and it actually did go up, and it formed another fractal at the top, and the stochastics is well above 80 and staying above 80, which means it has a lot of buying power behind it. It can definitely keep rising where it is right now. So that was a great move on that.
What is that? 1 hour? I think. Let me see if I can get into it. Oh, it worked on my other computer. Hold on. Let me share the screen. Check this out. Share my screen. Yes. Here we go. Share. Okay, guys. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Oh, I can see it now.
All right. You see this right here? That's where we were.
Yes.
How much money would you have from here all the way up here? Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me.
Hopefully, I would have made a lot of money.
Game time.
I would have made a lot of money.
This is the first thing, Shannon. This is the first thing you should have said to me when we met.
That's about
missing out on money while training, man.
Talk to me. Tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Guys, I do not play with this thing.
I wouldn't tell you that.
Listen, I do not play.
Look, you don't know what you're talking about outside of this.
Talk to me. We would have been on here. You would have made 10 grand from this trade. I would have made 10 grand from this trade. Talk to me, bro. That's what does the shirt say? What does the shirt say?
Did the phone go out?
What does it say?
Hey, man, we trading and missing money. We training and missing money at the same time, man.
Talk to me, man. That's what I'm talking about.
You got to train first, or else you'll miss major money.
Exactly.
Yeah. The market is 24 hours a day, so you can always jump into something in 1 minute, 5 minutes.
Right.
I would tell you this, Shannon. Doing something like this on a presentation, I mean, I think this will have a high close rate because I mean it's an illustration visual that people can get it.
Bro, I've got to record it. I made 2,900 in front of somebody in 15 minutes.
Hey, this
I'm
is
serious. Who's
Oh,
on?
good stuff, man.
Is Kiona on? Kiona, you on? Who's on the call? It's 22 people.
Yeah, she's on, but she's
Kiana's on, but she's probably
I that video though.
something.
I got the video. I just can't find it. It's buried under everything. Anyway, so a guy was like, does this really work? I said, let's see. I opened up my MT4. I said, oh, this is a good cross that happened. Bang, I put it in. I said, all right, let's continue to do what we do. I turned back to it. It was up 1,000. I said, let me just go ahead and take the stop loss and move it up a little bit. And then I was like, oh, I'm not leaving. I moved it up. 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 And I took 2,900 out of the market in 15 minutes in front of him. This is not a game, ladies and gentlemen. It's not a game. It's not a game. I eat, sleep, and live this thing. I don't do anything else. All I do is study and grind and talk to people and grind and go on the charts and grind. I am telling you, I'm going to go to 7 figures with this trading system within a year, and then I'm going to be a 3 trade monster. I'm going to go to $1 billion from trading. That's it. I've been in 3 months. I'm already now going to 50 to almost $100 a lot size, $100 a pip.
You ain't going by yourself. I'm going right with you.
I need you guys to lock in on a few things. When I say Ichimoku Cloud, I'm not saying it. I'm only doing it because Dr. Spiller did it. And in my face made so much money. I'm like, okay, wait, what is this? But I gotta learn this. And I lock myself in. Ask my wife. Yeah. Ask a few people on my team. Sorry, did I not do any presentations, talk to anybody, and lock myself in and learn the cloud?
12 hours of videos and reading straight.
I was like, I'm not stopping until I learn this thing 100%. I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping. I was bleeding. My eyes were bleeding. I was like, you know what? This is it. This is it. And I'll tell you, you want to have your chart set up a certain way, we can do it all. I want you guys to master this. The more people that know this, the more they can teach and all that. But remember, I told you it's going to be, didn't I say when I was on the chart, I said this thing, if it keeps riding, it's going to be all the way up here. Didn't I say it? You guys remember me saying it? I said, man, it's going to be all the way up here. And bang, you guys would have tripled your account on this. Bang. Anyway, all right. Well, great talking to everybody. I quit the business. Peace out.
I have a question, Shannon.
Yeah, let's do it.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we are.
Okay, so just to recap, so the TK cross, if it was going through the baseline and it was below the cloud, it would be a potential sell at that point versus a buy.
Sorry, I got excited. I stopped talking about training. And bring it back down. So if the cross happens below the cloud, let's see here.
Need a towel to wipe off that sweat.
Who, me?
Yes.
Man, I'm high powered, man. Excuse me. Hold on. Let's look for some crosses. All right, you know what? Let me stop this screen share and go back to the other computer. All right. Ching ching. All right. Exit full screen. All right, share screen. All right, here we go. Okay, guys, ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered. We're going to calm ourselves and operate in decency and order. All right. So what we're looking for is the fresh crosses. So let's talk real quick about the crosses, the 4 different types of trades that I'm looking for. The TK cross, the Kumo to Kumo, and the breakout strategy, okay? The TK cross is 2 of them, so that's 4. So if the TK cross is happening above the cloud, that means the conversion line, the conversion line is going through the base, so the gold is going up. Remember, we're following the yellow brick road, okay? If it's going up and it's above the cloud, that is a strong buy. If this same setup is below the cloud or inside the cloud, I'm not messing with it.
Oh, okay, at all. Okay.
No, not a bullish indicator in not a bullish indicator inside or below the cloud. Now, if it's a bearish indicator, meaning the conversion line did just like this. You see this here? It crossed through the baseline going down. Okay, so it was bearish, but it was above the cloud. I don't mess with those.
Okay.
Okay. Because I know that it's gonna bounce off the cloud anyway. So if we looked at it from that perspective, you see it crossed, it went down. What did it do? Bounced off the cloud. It never broke through. The bigger the cloud, the bigger the resistance. Okay. Now let's look for some other TK crosses before we go into other things like that. All right. Let's look at some other TK crosses. So this is not an anomaly, but this is something that you pay attention to. So if the cloud is thinning out, that means the support and resistance is very weak. And here's what you look at for a TK cross that may work, but it's underneath the cloud. Now, this is a part of the breakout strategy. So I'm just going to stop here because I see it happening. Typically, when you're looking at the cloud, so you see the black or white here. These could be any colors, okay? But if the downward cloud is up, that means it's a downward trend. If the white cloud is up, that means it's an upward trend. And then what you have is called a Kumo twist. That means the cloud just changed. Okay, so the trend changed. So if it thins out, the support and resistance is weak. The bigger the cloud, the bigger the support and resistance. The thinner the cloud, the thinner the support and resistance. So now what you see here is a TK cross that happened. The gold went through the black, but it's under the cloud. So remember, I said I don't mess with those. But the cloud is really thin. Now, typically, when you see something happening like this, you'll see this happening too. So what you'll see is that there was a Kumo twist happening, and the lines look ridiculous, and it's going up. You will usually see this happening before all this happens, okay? So when you see that, you can tell the indicator is telling you that the trend is going to change. It's a Kumo twist. Now, if it's going to go into the cloud and push like this, remember I told you, it's not going to break through and move crazy unless it's like a bank movement. So you see this? This is not people. Because remember, people only make up 5 to 10% of the market. The rest are hedge funds and big banks and all that other stuff. There ain't no way, right? Let me just talk about this strategy while we're here. It's called a breakout strategy, okay? That means that a cloud, the candlestick, the price, broke through the cloud, and on the second candle formed, you invest there, okay? So in this scenario, it's in a cloud, it broke through, here's the second candle, that's where you would pull the trigger. And look at that movement, bang. Okay. Here's another example. You see where it looks like it's going to break through? The second candle formed. You get in on the second candle, bang. Nice little ride. And you can go on and on and on and on. That's a breakout strategy. You buy on the second candle outside of the cloud when it forms. Now, let's get back to the TK crosses. Let's find some. All right, you'll see here that the gold line crossed through the black line here, right? That was a TK cross. But also, too, what do you see? The second candle form outside of the cloud. But also, what do you see? The Chico span. What is that? That's going to be resistance. So it's not going to reverse and hit like that. What is this, a big cloud? That's resistance. This is all telling me that this is going down. Now, remember I told you that the cross is going to happen where the Chico span can go through the price? You see how it went through the price and then it rode up? And what happened with the price? It rode up. So you can count on this price action. If it's above or below the cloud, it's going to tell you exactly what's happening. So you see here, it crossed through the candlesticks and it went down. What happened? It went down. So you always have a delay to look at things, and it's all spelled out for you. So that was a TK cross going down. If I'm looking for a TK cross, there's two of them. It's either the gold line is going to go through the black and it's going to be above the cloud, or the gold line is going to go through the black going down below the cloud, and that's where I want to get in, above the cloud or below the cloud in the appropriate direction. If it's opposite of that, it's against the trend, I'm not doing it. So even if you see right here, the gold line went through the baseline, I would not be investing on an upward trend here. Why? Because the cloud is here. It's going to bounce off of it. So if you want to play in between, you can. I'm not interested in that. I want surefire money. I'm a sniper. I don't want multiple shots. I want to take your head off. So now you see how it went up here? It bounced off the cloud. Formed a new candle, 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 bounced off the cloud. Cloud was a little thin here, and it happened to break free. So there was some interesting price action happening because there wasn't a Kumo twist that happened at the same time. So something was going on in the markets. I don't know what that was, but I am not going for a buy underneath the cloud on a TK cross unless it is completely overextended and it's out here. So speaking of that, when the web analyzer comes up with a potential buy or sell, meaning the market is oversold or overbought, the candlesticks are going to be somewhere down here and the cloud's going to be up here. The only way that I'm considering that is if it's way extended beyond here. And that's when I use Bollinger Bands. Okay. Low ready. Do I have high ready on here? I have high ready on here. Okay. Yeah, you can have this template. I'll give it to you. No big deal. So you see how many people in the market right here? It's stretching the bands like crazy. So what I did is I put 5 bands on, ranging from a 2 to 2.5 to 3, 3.5 to 4. So I know if there's a harmonic scan and the price is sitting somewhere in these bands, I know what I'm doing. So like for instance, you see this here? If the if the web analyzer came out and they said, oh, it's a potential sell, here's what I would do. I would look at the candlesticks and it's all the way out here on the 5th Bollinger Band. I know for a fact it's going to correct. Look how far it is from the actual cloud. It has to correct. That's when I'm going in on the sell. And that's the only way I'm going against the trend, if it's way extended and hitting the 5th Bollinger Band. It's the only way I'm going against the trend. Okay. Let's look for some more TKs. TK cross, TK cross. Okay. Conversion line touched and went through. And then what did it do? See this long ride? Boom, 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 boom. Take that money. It's a lot of money made from here to here after the cross. It's crossing through on the black, going down, I'm in. Okay? If it's crossing through the gold on the up, I'm in. Anything else I'm not interested in. Anybody have questions on that?
And the crossing is always the TK crossing the baseline, right, Shannon?
Yep. Conversion line is, see, here's the thing. You're always going to be able to make money when you're seeing the crosses. Well, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that indication. So if I'm just looking at the chart by itself and I scroll through and I look at a bunch of charts and I'm just looking at the price action, let me go back to the beginning of it. I'm hunting for trade. So if I'm seeing this happen, I'm like,
always look for the potential crosses.
Always looking for the potential crosses. Because this to me is like an indicator. It's like I have a harmonic scanner up saying, hey, this trade is about to happen. That cross happening, bang, it's time for a trade.
As a matter of fact, take a look at Euro USD right now.
Euro USD? Oh, this chart is not active. Hold on. Euro USD. Guys, I got multiple screens behind me. I'm not playing with this thing. Euro USD. What minute are you looking at?
15.
15 minute? I love trading with Dan. Dan goes, what does the cloud say? I'm like, what does the cloud say, Billy? Billy, it's time for a buy or a sell.
On the stochastic, it's above 80 and it's pointing downwards, and it looks like that goal line is about to cross the black, and it's looking like it's going into a downward trend right now.
On a 15 minute?
On a 15 minute Euro USD.
It's above the cloud though. And it's not stretched out to the bands. I don't like it. It's going to move. It's gonna move, but I don't like it. It's I would say it's a 50% trade, 60% trade, and then it's not a really extreme price action. So
Yes.
we're not gonna snap and get our money.
Right.
I want our money fast. Like I want to be able to get in and be like, oh, and it shoots way past your entry, and you're like, that was breakfast for the morning. We're done.
Got it. Okay.
You know what I mean? I want the extreme action. Okay, guys. Thank you, because that is actually, I'm looking at the trade now. I see what's happening. So it's got a little bit of a retracement. But if the fresh cross is happening under the cloud, I see it's in an upward trend too. Look ahead of it. You see the cloud still up.
Yep. And I'm also look at the 1 hour too. The on the 1 hour, it's pretty far from the cloud and the baseline. So,
yo, look at that. A long candle like that is called Marabuzu.
yep.
All right, you see that, bro? That candle?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's why I switched to this. I went to the 15 to see what it was doing, and based on that hour chart, it looks like it can have some pretty good downward momentum because it has to retrace. The stochastic right now on the hour is nearly at 100.
Here's why I would stay away from this trade, although it looks like a flag setup, and all of the fundamentals are telling you the Kumo is flat. I wouldn't. Right. So for me, here's where one of the Kennedys died. They were in a plane, and they weren't. He wasn't a war pilot. So in a plane, the instruments are reversed. So he went into a spin in a storm, and he didn't know what was up or down. And the reason why he died is because he wasn't a battle pilot. He didn't understand. He didn't read his instruments. If he would have read his instruments, then he would have survived. Nope, he went with his emotions, and he freaking pushed and tanked it into the water, and that's why he died. So sometimes it pays to really look at the instruments and all the elements to be able to put things on your side. So the average person who's trading and they don't have Ichimoku on the charts, here's what they're going to see. Let me share the screen again. I'm sorry, guys. This is a little long. Is this okay, though? I want you guys to really understand this stuff. Is this okay?
So,
yeah.
Okay, with me, Shannon. I'm listening, man. Keep going, bro. I'm all right.
Yeah. Okay, let me maximize. Let me share my screen. Share screen. Okay.
Devon was right.
You see this here? All right. Who's Devon? Oh, Devon was right. What's going on?
That's Yusuf. I was saying Devon was right.
About what?
You.
What do you say about me?
All good stuff. All good stuff.
Yo, me got
nothing foul, man. He was like, yeah. He said you eat, breathe, live this,
Yeah. It's good. All right, you guys see my chart? Watch this. Now you see, this trade could change later on. But for right now, you see this cloud right here? You see it's flat? It's a consolidation to me. It's a flat cloud. I don't like flat clouds, right? The conversion line and the baseline, they're really close to each other, but they're not following price. This shouldn't be this far away from the price. So obviously something's going on. But if you look at it, let me see if I can get it out without looking crazy. The market is crazy. Look how far the bands are. There's a lot of people in on this trade. Now, here's the other thing. Most people want to jump in on this. I would stay away. Some people say, well, you'll lose out on money. Oh, well, I don't care, because I don't play around with my money. If I take all of this off the chart and go to, let's see, popular? No, JFX. Most people will look at this and be like, ooh, it's a potential sell. Ooh. Man, it could be a market correction. It could stay there. I need confirmations. So I'm going over to my high grade.
All right.
Man, this to me, I find comfort in this because I know exactly what's happening. But see, something like this happening, it should definitely be. You're looking at the lower time frames here on the 5-minute. You see the cloud is still up. See this right here? Cloud is still up. Look on the 15-minute. cloud is up. On the 30-minute, cloud is up. On the hour, cloud flat. So if I'm trading from the hour, people will be like, oh man, it's definitely going to be a sell. I don't know. Those other clouds are up. I would not get in it. Not at all. Not at all. All right, let's go back to where to put your stops and all that stuff. Let's do that. And then I'll end up shutting it down because I don't want it to be too long. I want you guys to not take too much data in at one time. I know y'all are smart, but I want you to retain. We'll do it again. All right, let me share my screen. Share my screen. Share. Okay. To the charts, Billy. All right, here we go.
Who is Billy?
Oh man.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
All right. So if I'm looking at this chart right here, I see there's a Kumo twist. Downtrend. The green, the Chico span, the green is going through all that. We weren't there. We were talking about fresh TK crosses. Or were we done with where were we? Are we done with the TK crossing? Was there anything else we were talking about? That was it, right?
Bro, it was so much to gather at one time. I'm just rocking right now.
Okay, I'm gonna stop there. Anybody has any questions?
You had moved on to the cloud twist and the shapes of the clouds and your indicators that you use for trading, looking at the cloud.
Gotcha. Well, let's do this. I'll talk about just the cloud real quick, the Kumo to Kumo, and then we'll be done. We talked about the cross. You only want to go with the cross that's in your favor above or below the cloud. So the gold line should go through the black line on a buy above the cloud, or else I wouldn't get into it. The gold line goes through the back line on a sell under the cloud. That's where I'm going for. Other than that, the cross could happen on reverse and it can happen in the cloud. I'm staying away from it completely. Okay. I seen somebody put something in the chat. Let me make sure. This is more powerful than I have known. Huh. Yes. Okay. All right. Now, the other thing we're looking for are breakout strategies. That means that you're going in on the second candle out of the cloud. We discussed that. The one technique that we did not talk about is the Kumo to Kumo. Let's find some Kumo to Kumo action. Billy, take me to the Kumo. All right. We're going to go.
How is Billy?
Right.
Yo, everybody wants to meet Billy, man. Everybody wants to know who Billy is.
Who the hell is Billy, man?
I don't think it matters.
He on his line too?
He could have said Johnny. I don't think it matters.
Damn, Billy.
Billy is this mystery master trader, yo.
Oh, you see that? Oh my God.
Oh, I like that money sound. Hold up, man. I like that money sound.
Do y'all see this right here?
That's a surf.
Holy
That's a surf.
Look at this. If you would have called
Ride
this,
that wave.
holy crap. Look, if you were in on the cloud training, you would have got in on the second candle, right? Breakout.
Going up.
And you saw the fresh cross, right?
Yes, I did. I'm paying attention.
Now watch this. Ride.
Gosh.
All you would have to do is move it past your entry. Here's what you do. You secure your pips. So when you jump in, you go, okay, you see it forming, the second candle, bang, jump in. I use one-click trading because I like to get into the trades. Bang, jump in. You'll see the line jump right here. So what do? You typically put your stop loss below the last fractal. Okay? You typically put your stop loss below the last fractal. So now, once the candle broke above your price, you can secure your pips. So let's say you did a twin trade on this. Twin trade simply means that, like, if you look up here, you guys see my screen right here? So if I was to, say, trade at a standard lot. Well, we good? Everybody good? So let's say we were to trade at a standard lot. You would break down that trade into two separate trades so it's equal to that. So if it was a 1.00, You would then
Turn
put
my dashboard lights back on.
a
Back on.
mute out. I see the numbers are traced on the call. Hopefully people got what they need. All right, so here's the deal.
Or traced on the call.
Everything is technical knowledge, like, trading terminology, everything. All right, so here's the deal. Here's a trade. Here's my mindset. If I'm trading and I'm trading at a higher lot size, you guys work with what you got for now. Go to the percentage of your account. Be safe, okay? Billy, pass me the higher lot size. All right, so what I would do is go here and I will put 0.5, and then here's
I hate Billy B.
So then what we would do is we would go buy. All right, so you have two lines that go there. You take both of them, put your stop loss behind the fractal. Now, once it pushed past the price, you can secure your bag. So it went up $100, $50, bang. You kill one of the trades, you take some money out. The other trade, you take your stop loss, and as soon as it's above price in a decent time, you take your stop loss and then you move it, and it becomes your stop profit, I think. I forgot what it's called. You take that line and you put it above your entry, and then what you can do is you can use it to secure more profit, but then you watch it, you let it breathe. And then as it's running like this, man, you just watch it. That's it. So you're always secured with your money. It's a free trade from that point, and you let it go. Like frozen. Some of y'all get that later.
Okay.
Got it? Now you're in free trade. So you not only did you take some money out, but now also too, you got a trade that you can let sit for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or whatever the case may be, depending on how you want to trade it. Okay. And you keep taking money from it. In that scenario right there, that's something that Spiller would do and make $100 grand, something crazy.
Shannon, would you have used a trailing stop? Do you use those at all?
I do not, but I would, I got to be honest with you. I use a lot of techniques, and we can have an advanced class on this. I use stuff that people don't talk about. Okay? But I'll have you sign a waiver with Billy, and then we'll go ahead and we'll talk about that later. All right, so let's talk.
Damn Billy guy, man.
Let's talk Kumo to Kumo first, and then we'll be the Kumo to Kumo last, and then we'll be done. Here we go, right here. You guys see my screen? The last technique is something that I would say would be your last resort. I wouldn't play with it, but it is a technique. You ready? Kumo equals support and resistance. Kumo Cloud. The sequence span A and sequence span B together become the Kumo Cloud. So Kumo to Kumo means that if it breaks through this would have been support, then the next line would be the next level of support. But if it breaks through the support, then this line now becomes the resistance. And being that the cloud is strong, the support and the resistance traps the price. So what you have is a Kumo to Kumo. And what do I mean by that? Candle came in, went down, Kumo, up, Kumo, down, Kumo, up, Kumo, down, Kumo, 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 Kumo. It happens a lot. And so if you're a scalper, I'm a scalper. I would go, I'm going to take my money all the way down. Then I'm going to take my money all the way up, and take my money down, take my money up, take my money down, take my money up, take my money down, take my money up, take my money down, and then I get out of the trade and I call it a day. I'll do 7 to 8 trades right here. That's why I do 50 trades on a daily basis sometimes, and I lose 2 or 3 of them. And losing is not, it doesn't matter. You just got to know when to get out and correct it. That's it. I'd rather you lose 5 out of 7 trades and they're $1 a piece, and you took 200, 300 on the other side. That makes sense?
Okay.
Don't get caught up in the mentality of, I lost the trade. Man, forget that, man. I jump out of trades all the time because I don't want to lose money. Now, there's a difference between having patience and understanding what's happening with the trend, or being foolish and hoping for something to come back. Nah. I'd rather get out and lose $10, $20, or $50 to be behind 300 and going, I know it's going to come back. Garbage. Don't do it. Garbage. Rubbish. Live the trade another day. Get out. Yeah, okay, boom. All right. Fine. Boom. Take it. I'll take it. I'll show you. This is something I don't shoot out all my trades, but this is something that I shot to a few people. Where we at? I've got some hate mail on here. Don't look. Billy, hide my messages. All right. Let's see here. Let's type it in. All right. This is my brother. Okay, here we go. This is perfect. So let's go to the other one. There was a lot of trades. I think I took like 60 trades this day between the 2 days. But so in 185 on the trade, 126 on the trade, 24 on the trade, 14, 23. Then I got out at 85. I was like, man, this is not going to go well. Took 12, took 10, took 5, took 100, took 10, took 130, took 210, took 50, took 10, lost 10, took 10. Then on the next one, went in, got 590, 50, 55, lost 267, gained 240, lost 212, gained 129, gained 55, then gained $2,230 on one trade. Okay? Learn when to get in and when to get out. I am done, ladies and gentlemen. I am really done. Any questions from anybody?
No, thanks for this, man. Definitely will follow up on any
I can't find
questions,
this
but no, this is good.
Was it good? Good. Good.
Thanks, Shannon.
Good. All right. So here's the deal, guys. Again, I don't know who's on. Who's on? Where's the screen at? I'm trying to find it. All right.
Sherman's on.
Stop sharing. Let's make a commitment to each other, guys, before we go. Okay? Because this is not just about having another meeting. It's about winning. All right, where we at? Let me make an announcement first off. Let me see. Khadija, Yusuf, Vanessa, Pinky, Nomos, Kevin, Julian, Infinity. What up, Infinity? Dawn, Cyrus, Terrence, Akua, Sherman. All right. Here's the deal, guys. We got a conference coming up in Miami. Miami, Florida, coming up. We've got some time in between. But what I want to do is I want to have the traders rewarded. For those who are not building the business, who are trading, I want you guys rewarded too. So we haven't come up with this, but I'm going to give out PIP rewards. Okay? So if you get a certain amount of PIPs, I'm going to cut you a check, right? And reward you for what you're doing, for your actions. And I want to come up with and I've actually just seen this, and I think you texted me. I found that too. Geez, what is your name, Shane? You texted me that reward for PIPs that she gained $10,000 in investing. Anyway, so I want to come up with some awards and some acknowledgments for your trading capability. So we're going to keep learning and growing, but I want you guys to make money. But when you start making money, can you guys do me a favor? Can you guys help support the whole squad? Can you do that? Can we make that commitment to each other?
How do we do that?
Yeah.
Love it.
When you're making money, I just want you guys to like, if someone needs help, to jump in. This is about people winning together as a team. There's no one person, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're all together. I need you guys to help. If somebody's lost, man, say, hey, look, no worries, man. We're going to go ahead and get you the data. We are an army of people that are learning how to build and trade. And again, we have a committee meeting tomorrow night. Few of you are on it. And we're going to be talking about the channel just for swipe trades. This is going to be for busy people. They are not going to go through the academy. They're going to have a separate training that's going to focus completely on swipe trades. So there's going to be a swipe trade squad. And the minute they sign up, the minute they start taking the swipe trades, we're going to do a briefing with them and show them how to do it. They watch the video, and then there will be a channel just for them. And there's going to be a few people that's in the EMI money squad, and they're going to be the professional swipe trade takers. And they're going to make sure that they're throwing stuff in the group, communicating, and that's it. They're straight to the swipe trades. We're going to have different things set up so that people come in and they can win. Small groups. We're going to make sure that everybody is approached the way that they want to do this. Not everybody wants to build, and I'm fine with that. Not everybody has time, and I'm fine with that. But me as one of the leaders of the squad, I want to take it back. I want to make sure that everybody has something to build upon. We're going to have like pages for you guys to set up on your social media. We're going to have ClickFunnels that's going to be for you to build, to have people come into your business. We're going to do photo shoots and stuff like that. We're going to have photographers that get images. This is a movement, man. See, now I have the freedom to do whatever I want to do, and no one can tell me, okay? Because I'm now controlling my own squad. So the tide has completely changed, okay? I love everybody. It's all good. But there's a reason why Steve Jobs killed everybody with the MP3 player. He wasn't the first person to do it. He just did it better. Instead of saying, oh, you got all the gigabytes and all that, he said, I'm going to put 1,000 songs in your pocket. So what I want to do is I want to build our value tremendously, and then we go out and we help other teams. We go out and we have other people come into our teams and go, wow, look how these guys are doing it. We're not going to be selfish. We're going to build a platform that everybody can win, and then they can come in and check out what we're doing, and we can help them with the support, the information that we have, the data. We want to streamline everything and help people make money. That is my goal. Christian billionaire philanthropist. Okay? There's no reason why there should be a bunch of us on the team going, hey, listen, it's Christmas. Let's go and give some toys to some people. Let's go ahead and film it. Let's go ahead and get some people some money. Let's go pay some mortgages. Let's go solve some problems. Let's go buy a car for somebody who's a mother who's struggling. All of us, come on, yo, put in $5,000. I'll put in $5,000. You put in $5,000. Let's do it, man. Let's change some lives. That's what it's all about to me. Okay? So look, I love all you guys, and
Love that.
And you know, hopefully you guys see the vision. And I'm all about winning. I'm all about winning and then impacting lives, guys. Okay? Cool?
Yes. Do it. Yes. Yes.
Let's do it.
Bro, yes.
Billy, there's nobody stopping me. All right.
Oh, you gotta stop talking to Billy, man.
Yo, Billy, they don't like Hey,
You can't take Billy no more, man. I don't like Billy, man.
I'm not
Billy's in the way,
censored
man.
anymore. I'm not censored anymore. I can say what I want. Billy, the shackles are off, Billy. All right, guys, have a great night, man.
God.
Let's roll.
Thank you.
Money. All right, guys.
Time, brother.
Later. Game time.